Wednesday, the 16th of April. Welcome to the PDB Afternoon Bulletin. I'm Mike Baker, your eyes and ears on the world stage. All right, let's get briefed. Well, the U.S.-China tariff and trade war just keeps getting more interesting. We'll start things off today with China's latest tactic, weaponizing TikTok, you've heard of TikTok, to convince Americans that they're massively overpaying for luxury goods. Later in the show, reports indicate that the U.S. is preparing to draw down its presence in Syria, a plan which could reduce troop numbers in the country by half. But first, today's afternoon spotlight. China is taking its tariff fight directly into American homes through many people's favorite social media app, TikTok. I thought people's favorite social media app was MySpace. I might be behind the times on what's hip with the kids nowadays. Now, I'll admit, luxury handbags or high-end frocks weren't something that I thought we'd be covering here on the PDB. But this latest move by China demonstrates clearly just how social media can be leveraged to wage an information war against U.S. citizens, something that Beijing would almost certainly intensify in the event of a real conflict. If you've spent any time on TikTok, and come on, I know you have, or any other social media platform lately, you may have noticed a flood of videos featuring Chinese nationals who claim to expose the astronomical markup on luxury goods from brands like Lululemon, Hermes. Notice, by the way, how I pronounced Hermes and not Hermes. It shows you that I'm posh. Or other brands like Prada and Chanel. In these viral videos, individuals present themselves as factory suppliers, asserting that many so-called European luxury goods are actually made in China, not Italy or France or Switzerland as often advertised. The sales pitch in these videos is, straightforward. You can buy essentially the same luxury item at a fraction of the retail cost directly from factories in China. The implication here is that the only real difference between high-end branded products and their significantly cheaper counterparts is simply the label sewn onto them. Now, one of the most widely viewed examples, which has racked up nearly 10 million views, shows a woman standing directly in front of factory machines. She confidently offers yoga pants, who doesn't need yoga pants, that she claims are produced on the exact same assembly lines as Lululemon's leggings, but at just $5 or $6 each, compared to Lululemon's retail price of around $100. She says, quote, "The material and the craftsmanship are basically the same because they come from the same production line," end quote. Well, it's a message that's resonating. Apps that sell Chinese knockoffs of luxury goods have surged up the rankings on Apple's App Store. So this all raises an obvious question. Are these luxury goods really made in China? The reality is somewhat complicated. Luxury brands typically perform the final assembly of their products in Europe, Italy, France, Switzerland, but a significant portion of the actual production often takes place elsewhere, particularly in China, India, and Vietnam. Many of the core components, leather goods, hardware pieces, textiles, and linings, are frequently manufactured overseas, then shipped to Europe, where brands complete final assembly and quality checks. Due to vague European Union labeling regulations, these brands can still legally label their products made in Italy or made in France, provided that the final significant processing occurs within European borders, even if substantial production is outsourced to countries with cheaper labor markets. Now, as for these viral TikTok claims specifically, there is no easy way to independently verify whether these videos are truthful, and it's highly unlikely that you're genuinely getting an authentic luxury bag at 1/10 of the price from some internet Chinese wholesaler. It's the old buyer beware. I mean, as the old saying goes, if it looks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck carrying a fake Gucci bag. But this is all beside the point, as you might have guessed. We're not here to defend the trade practices of luxury brands manufacturers. What matters is the strategy itself. China is clearly demonstrating how effectively TikTok can be used to circumvent official U.S. messaging on tariffs. By targeting American consumers directly, Beijing is attempting an end run around the tariffs that the U.S. has imposed, a move meant to turn American sentiment against Washington's trade policies. This isn't just clever marketing. It's an intentional form of information warfare, conducted openly on American phones, most of which are produced in China, by the way. And this strategy should serve as a clear warning. If China's this skilled at manipulating perceptions and policy during a tariff battle, just imagine how TikTok could be weaponized in an actual conflict scenario. All right, coming up next. The U.S. military is set to consolidate its presence in Syria over the coming weeks and months, a move that could reduce the number of troops it has in the country by half. I'll be right back. Hey, Mike Baker here. Well, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's tax season. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. Now, while it might not be the most exciting time of year, it is a great opportunity to make smart money moves. Look, if your credit is under 600, well, you could jump that number by 84 points with on-time payments. No matter what your plans are, one of the smartest ways to set yourself up for success is by building your credit. And if you need to boost your credit fast, well, let me tell you something. Kickoff could help. Start building credit immediately with your first month free with Kickoff's special tax season promo. Tax season is the perfect time to take control of your financial future. For a limited time only, get your first month free at getkickoff.com/Mike. Don't wait. That's kickoff without the C, so it's spelled Kikoff. Get your first month free at getkickoff.com/Mike. Must sign up via getkickoff.com/Mike to activate offer. Offer applies to new customers first month only. Individual results may vary. Subject to approval, offer subject to change. Terms and conditions may apply. Kickoff credit service starts at $5 a month for 12 months. Average first-year credit score impact of plus 84 points, Vantage Score 3.0 between January 2023 and January 2024 for Kickoff credit account users who started with a score below 600, who paid on time, and who had no delinquencies or collections added to their credit profile during the period. Late payments may negatively impact your credit score. Welcome back to the Afternoon Bulletin. The U.S. military is preparing to cut its troop presence in Syria by as much as half, in a move that has sparked alarm inside the Israeli security establishment, which sees the drawdown as a gamble that could embolden adversaries. According to Israeli outlet Ynet and U.S. officials speaking to Reuters, the reduction is expected to cut the roughly 2,000 American troops in Syria down to around 1,000 within the next 2 months. The Pentagon has reportedly briefed its Israeli counterparts about the plans. American troops have long maintained a presence across the northeastern Syrian area, working closely with the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces, known as the SDF, to suppress remnants of the Islamic State. But a steep reduction now, Israeli officials warn, risks creating a vacuum that both Turkey and Iran might be eager to exploit. A senior Israeli official told Ynet that Jerusalem is pressing Washington to reconsider, arguing that the withdrawal could inflame Ankara's, quote, appetite to push deeper into northern Syria, especially into areas controlled by the SDF. Turkey considers the U.S.-backed Kurdish fighters an existential threat, equating parts of their force with the outlawed Kurdistan Workers' Party. That concern is layered atop growing fears in Israel that a diminished American footprint could also clear the way for Iranian proxy groups or even reconstituted ISIS cells to reassert themselves. There's also skepticism within the Pentagon. One U.S. official, speaking anonymously, confirmed the drawdown is under active discussion, but emphasized that debate continues over how steep a reduction is prudent, particularly as President Trump's broader regional military buildup remains in full swing. As we've been tracking here on the PDB, the Trump administration in recent weeks has increased military deployments, including at least 6 B-2 stealth bombers to Diego Garcia in what analysts have called a message to Iran. 2 carrier groups are now in the region, the USS Harry Truman in the Red Sea, targeting Iran-backed Houthis in Yemen, and the USS Carl Vinson patrolling the Gulf of Oman. Meanwhile, Syria's internal dynamics remain in flux. Following the ouster of former President Assad back in December, the country's new Islamist-led government has begun re-engaging with regional actors. Last month, the SDF signed a deal with Damascus to integrate Kurdish self-governing bodies into the Syrian state. Washington has responded cautiously. In March, the White House provided Syria with a list of conditions for partial sanctions relief, but engagement with the new regime remains at arm's length. Some administration officials argue that elements within the Islamist government, many of whom, including its leader, have ties to al-Qaeda, pose unacceptable security risks. I want to point out that this isn't the first time that the Trump administration has attempted to reduce troop presence in Syria. A similar drawdown effort during President Trump's first term triggered blowback from allies like Israel and was ultimately scaled back. The question now is whether such a recalibration leaves the region more exposed. For Israeli leaders, the answer seems clear. Without a strong American deterrent in Syria, both Turkish and Iranian forces may see an opening to deepen their foothold, setting the stage for a new phase of possible instability on Israel's northern border. And that, my friends, is the PDB Afternoon Bulletin for Wednesday, the 16th of April. Now, if you have any questions or comments, please reach out to me at pdb@thefirsttv.com. And to listen to the show ad-free, well, it is very simple. Just become a premium member of the President's Daily Brief by visiting pdbpremium.com. I'm Mike Baker, and I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, stay informed, stay safe, stay cool. Hey, Mike Baker here. Well, tariffs, you may have heard about them. They've thrown the global economy into some chaos. Potential widespread inflation tied to massive supply chain disruptions, well, it's weighing heavily on all of us. But there is a silver lining that some people might have missed. And frankly, it's not just silver, it's also a gold lining. President Trump specifically exempted gold and silver bullion from these sweeping tariffs. Now, while the new policies are triggering significant financial chaos, the administration preserved your ability to diversify into precious metals. If you're concerned about your savings, I encourage you to have a free consultation with a Birch Gold precious metals specialist. The first step is simple. Just text PDB to 989-898 and receive your free, no-obligation information kit on gold. Learn how to hold gold and silver in a tax-sheltered account. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a gold IRA for no money out of pocket. Find out why so many Americans trust Birch Gold Group to help protect their savings with gold. With an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and thousands of thankful customers. Just text PDB to the number 989-898. Again, text PDB to 989-898 to claim your free information kit right now.
Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button and leave a comment, a really positive, nice, and kind comment. That would be appreciated. And if you're not already subscribed to our channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our daily updates.